I moved out of state to a very small town. First day of moving and a neighbor walking his dog greets me and introduces himself to me. Gives me a quick rundown that the neighborhood is filled with tweakers and other shady types. I took that as a general warning that may be all I'll deal with. A few months later, he invited me over to his place to teach me how to do some woodwork. As we're making a shelf for my cat to sit on, he's asking me questions. To me, they were normal, everyday questions, but looking back, I realize now he was trying to get information out of me. Why did you move out here from out of state? Who lives with you? Do you have any other family members in the state or area? Once we were done, we went to install the shelf, and he met my mom, who stays with me. He talks to her for a bit, and then we left to walk back to his place. He starts telling me that he can see our yard from his place and notices that I barely go outside with my dogs. Told me not to worry, that if someone breaks into our place that he can see them and shoot them from his room. That's when I'm thinking, how is that possible, because you live over half a block away? Before I can question him, he asks if I want to see more of the town. I'm like, yeah, let's go. He walks to his car and pulls something out from the metal compartment and then tells me to go in his pickup truck. So I do, while he's filling the gas tank up with gasoline. Once he's done, he walks to the driver's side and opens the door and drops a holster between us. He tells me not to worry about it as I look, trying to see if it has a gun or not. As we're driving, I realized he hasn't said a word for 5 minutes, and this guy loves to hear his own voice. Another thing I noticed is that we're on a dirt road and haven't seen a single house, trailer, or vehicle for a while. I guess I gave off some nervous vibes because he suddenly goes, so yeah, unless you know where you're going out here, you'll get lost. And it's best to have a pickup or ATV to drive out here. After about another 10 minutes of silent driving, we get to a little creek. Luckily, there was another truck there. All he says is, "Oh, look at that, someone else is here with us." And he grabs the holster and gets out. We both see a lady with a big dog playing in the water. She turns to us as she sees him walking closer to her. She gestures to his holster and he tells her not to worry, that it's for the snakes. She lifts her shirt above her waist to show her gun, and she tells him she's not worried one bit. They talk for a few minutes and she tells him that her husband is home waiting for her to make dinner and she's just out letting the dog have some playtime. The neighbor changes his tone and posture from confident to defensive now. She called her dog and they went to their truck. He's watching her and she hasn't started her truck yet. A few minutes pass and he tells me I guess it's time we go too. When we get to his truck, she drives off. The drive back, I start to get uneasy and creeped out. Why would he drive me all the way out there and just leave? Why tell me not to worry about the holstered gun, but tell the lady what it's for? I finally get out of my head and just break the silence and give him my life story as to why I moved. Finally, he responds that he can relate to my story and gives me the rundown of how the town is and what it's about. And that some people are more racist than others, and I should watch my back for that. Once we get back to his place, I tell him I have stuff to take care of at home and nope the hell out of there. I said to myself, if I'm ever going to hang out with him again, it won't be alone.